Good day, guys. Welcome back to another video. Hope that you guys are good. You already know. On today's video, I have Volatility 25 1x. So I should say that this one has been, it has been getting really good response. So hopefully, even this video, you guys are gonna like it. So with that being said, guys, let's get right into the video. So as always, make sure that your chart is clean. And obviously I'm on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. Then again, the issue of the entry time frame, my entry time frame is simple, guys. I always start on the 1 hour time frame and I always enter using my 1 hour time frame. Right now, I might go and look for some confirmation before I actually get my entries, right? Which is, I'm talking about the time frames 4 hour and the day. Okay, so then overall one is 1 hour time frame. That is the one that I used to enter. Hopefully that is clear. Now let's get straight to the analyze. As always, the first step, make sure you restart the chart, right? Zoom out at least 3 to 4 times. Right. So now that we have zoomed out up to 4 times, right? This should be enough price for us to analyze and be able to adapt it. Okay. So now the first step here actually is to identify this market structure. But as you can already see what I'm saying, guys, that this is indeed a bullish market structure, right? But we need to confirm that to, to make sure that we don't miss out anything. And as you can see by just looking at this, that this is a bit complicated movement, but like you see what it is, right? So what I'm saying here, guys, is you have to identify this market structure. So the first thing that you want to do, or that I usually do, is I look to connect the most obvious highs and lows, okay, using the trend line, okay? So from here, by me just looking at this, this is a low or obvious low, right? I'm gonna have to, or this is what I'm getting from here, okay? And now, as you can see that this is a bit of a complication and it's not, giving the right formation. So it means we're gonna use the second step, right? Of which is right after I use the trend lines, I go to that extra step, right? So now I'm gonna start with that step. I'm gonna just, I prefer to just trace this. Obviously, I'm gonna trace the most obvious highs and lows at that, which is this one, and here, and then here I have this one, and then I can go this one, and then boom, this is what we have. All right. So when things are like this, right? Yes, here I can see, and this actually does confirm that this is a bullish market structure, right? So with this one, right, I'm gonna try to now connect these obvious highs and lows using my trend lines. We've already established that if we start here, it's not going to work. Remember the properties of a trend line. You can draw a trend line from anywhere, right? As long as you have the first touch and the second touch. Okay, that is the amazing thing about a trend line. So here, you can try this, right? But as you can see, if I start the first touch, then I go here to the second touch, it does make sense, okay? But okay, you know what? Let me just do this first so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Right, I have a first touch, second touch there. Then if I try to connect this one, first touch, second touch, this one actually works, right? But then what it means, or what it would mean, I would have to go an extra mile again to actually come inside here and do this. And then I would have what we call a major key, all right? Which simply means like drawing a trend line inside a trend line, okay? I would have something like this, right? But then again, if I have something like this, right, I feel like now, given the way that this structure is structured, right, it's gonna kind of like change or shift the focus I want to achieve with this. Okay, so the thing that I would want you to focus, or that I wanted to show you guys, is this, right? Is that with this trend line, right, we can instead of putting it here, we can come and put it here. Okay, it still means the same thing, right? this is the one that we want, right? But in order to actually make things make sense, remember here, I'm not putting anything that is not here. I'm simply following this structure. So this is allowed, and I very, very much, recommend you do this. I do not project anything that is not here. I put it where the market is. Okay, so with this one, right? This one is fine because the one that we want is this one, but also this one, you can modify it just a little bit to be on that other side, right? Something like this. Okay, so yeah, first touch, second touch here, and then, third touch is right about somewhere there. So when you put it like this, right, it makes sense. But the main ones, or the main thing here is this part, the orange part that I've made here. This is the one that you want to actually follow, because this one is the one that is telling us the whole thing here. So if I can say, right, now that we have identified this, what it means now is that now we can actually put the actual times to these highs and lows. So here we have higher lows, and then this side we have higher highs. So in this type of market structure, the most important ones, well, two of them are important, but when it comes to the continuation and the breakage, which first I'm going to talk about the breaking of this structure, the most important ones are the higher lows. All right, so if a higher low is broken, it means that the structure is going to be changed. Then we're going to have a new formation, which would be the selling one, or however the case may be. But if you break a higher high, it means that the momentum to continue with this bullish structure is going to be high. I hope that is clear. So now the next step here is to actually highlight the most recent high high and the high low. Why? Because you're going to use that to identify the next structure. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to do that. So this is what I'm talking about. All right, so now what I actually use there is this one, right? This is my low high. Like I said, this is not the one that we want actually, but this one is the one that we want to focus on being broken. So if this one is broken, like if it breaks below this blue support resistance area, it means that we're gonna have the strongest momentum to sell. Okay, so and then this one here, the higher high, again, if you do watch our videos here, I talk about this also. This actually has 2 points. The first point being that, if you can use this, like I just said, if the price breaks above you, uh, there's more momentum that this is going to continue going to the upside. All right. Then the second point is you can use this as an overall TP area in case the market pulls back all the way coming to this point. You understand? So because at each and every market structure, we have pullbacks. Okay. Make sure you watch the previous video. I talked about that. So here, if you we happen to get a pullback all the way here, right? Like I'm saying, this would be the overall TP, right? And then vice versa, if we were to get an overall continuation to the downside, this one, again, you can use it as an overall TP area for now, right? But then if we get a break below here, then you already know what it is, okay? So now the next step here, now that we have identified the most recent high and the high low here, which is this one is the high low, the high is here. Next step would be to actually go and highlight the price action between this high low and this high, right? Why am I saying that? Because it's going to help us to actually be able to trade and understand what is happening here, right? So now that we have our main structure, we have to identify the small structure, okay? So let's go. From here, right? All you have to do, just trace this price action from here all the way to there, okay? So from here, I have this here, and I have this one, it will break here. So we're gonna come to this one, then this one, and then okay, there's no actual breaking here, so we're just gonna end it here. All right. Then I'm going to use this to be a different color. So, all right. So what this means is you're going to use this in a way to adapt here. So the next step after you identify your small structure, you have to do the same thing, which is highlight here. But before you do that, you have to know where you are. Are you in a continuation form or are you in a pullback form? So looking at this one, right? We are in a continuation form, right? Okay, so meaning that if this one it were to be broken, it means potentially it would be what we call a bearish pullback, all right? But we don't want to get into that now because as you can see, there's still some price action that we can work with, okay? So for now, let's just highlight this like I would, or like the way you would, right? So now highlighting that, and I think here we might have missed something here, but it's okay. This is going to be one of those things or one of those support and resistance areas I call the unsanctioned support and resistance area. Like it's a support and resistance area that is just there and like you cannot avoid it. All right, it's there because the price is reacting to that level, right? But with this one, I would love to make this just a slightly different color. All right, so right there. So, but then they all serve the same purpose, right? So now we have this. It means that the way you would have used this is if the price comes here or if it's above here, you want to buy. But because you have this barrier here, then wait for the price to actually break above here to actually continue taking the buys. But if the price breaks below here, then you want to take your sells TP here, another TP here, right? Vice versa. So the problem now is, yes, here it looks like this is extended here and we could use this. I have one problem with this, is that this has already happened and I feel that this has already been used up, right? It's not the same as this one. Okay, remember this one, they're just there to help us adapt to the current price, right? So I feel like since we have this, this price action is the one that we have been using to enter a trade here. Like I'm saying here, we have a break below here, we've entered your sell here, all that. I feel like we have already used up. So now the next step, we have to now trace this price action from this higher high here to this lower low yet again. All right. So for now, I'm just gonna remove these guys. All right. Then we're going to do the same thing that we did here. So the only difference, we're going to start here. So from here, we have this. We can start right about there. Then this is what we have. Okay, and then this is the overall one. All right. So now we can use this. This one is still fresh. It's not used up, right? And then it's going to give you good emanation. And again, you're not putting anything that is not here. You're simply following what the market is telling you, okay? So proceed to go ahead and do that, right? Obviously, this has to be a different color. So another one should be there. And another one, which I don't think you necessarily have to, but let's just do this for purpose of this so that you guys can understand. So this one here, again, it just proves that this is a very, very strong level, right? Because now you have 2 points. You have an area of support and resistance, and you have an area where this is the high high, okay? But then this will serve the same purpose. So again, like the way I explained here, right? So if this is the case for pullback, right? Again, this would be your first potential TP, and this one your overall TP. You understand what I'm saying, guys? The only way you have to use this is that remember, like I said, you have to identify what type of condition is this structure in. Is it in a continuation formation in terms of like, is it matching up with this main structure, or is it in a pullback formation, right? So this one, the correct answer is the second one. Obviously, this is in a pullback formation. Okay, so meaning that in order to break this pullback formation here, we have to break above this one. If we break above here, then we could have some continuation to the upside here. Okay, that's if we break above this one. And then if not, again, I'm giving you guys some points. Again, we might possibly have this, right? And maybe eventually we might even have this, right? Although we cannot, this is the point that we cannot add, right? Because if now you start talking about this, it means that you're now putting some things that are not here. Remember, I always tell my students that, guys, you need to trade what you see and not what you think, right? So now this, yes, it's something that could happen, but since it's not here, we should not even entertain this. But just to be prepared, right? If we do get a break below here, then that means that we can look for such below here. But that is not the main focus because we are not here yet, right? Always remember that. So this is what you would have, all right, guys? And there's nothing more to add really here. I feel like everything is clear and I've given you guys enough ammunition. The one thing that you can do, guys, here is make sure that you go and try to analyze this on your own so that you can understand fully, all right? Sometimes looking at things does not help. You just have to go that extra 1 mile on your own and actually do the work, guys, all right? So that being said, guys, make sure that you give us a like, comment, and obviously subscribe and follow us on our social media platforms. Check us out, do all those things. And this is it from me, guys. I'll see you on another video.